Right, so this is a late night trade, and I will explain my analysis. I'm on an eval, so this is be episode 5, currently up $32. Not looking for anything crazy, just slow, but basically mm, mapping out this move right here. There's a break, there is a pullback. So I'm looking for this liquidity to be grabbed because this wasn't taken. We could be aiming for previous week low with price dropping from today. We are in the, I believe, London session. So my goal is to get $300 out of this. Um, Price struggled. It didn't really struggle. It actually tapped into this gap. Then it created some order blocks. My stop loss is a little bit above the order block. Um, and then with me marking out range, I'm looking for this move to be the most sufficient when it comes to tapping in, and it's going up, but it was struggling at one point. It did create this inversion right here. So I'm thinking in my head this was the premium part that made sense, and price agreement. Maybe I should have waited, um, but we do have some order blocks up here, so maybe we will get some resistance, and then price will drop and tap this low. That's my guess. We didn't sweep this low at all. So this could just be like a fake. This could be the pullback area. We did break. This was the last low. As you can see, the last low that we created was right here. Price is shooting up, so maybe we get some resistance. If I lose the trade, I lose it. My analysis is based off of what looked good as I was studying. So why not record? We record everything, wins and losses, because it's all documented. It's all for me to just go back and say, hey, I did this wrong. Hey, I could have waited. Um, yeah. So, very, very strong rejection right there. So that looked good. We will see. I wasn't even trying to trade at this moment, but my biggest thing was okay, this break, this downward movement, it even knocked out this low right here. This low that was last created. Price seems like it's pulling back and then going toward the downside. So my goal is to always trade with the trend and not trade against it. Counter trend trading is risky. It's cool at times because you can make a good amount of money. We call it like scalping. It's like quick. As long as you understand price action, as long as you understand like market structure and stuff like that. I am touching up on skills because it's been a while, you know. So I think my biggest thing is to just keep studying. Like when it's really quiet like this, and I'm more dialed in, I'm more focused. I can go to bed with this. That was my idea. I said, you know what, I might go to bed with this. But my analysis comes off a higher time frame as we get a nice strong push. I'm looking for this liquidity to eventually be taken out. This is actually the liquidity that was left. So the last high and the last low. Hopefully this becomes another inversion and we just shoot past it. If I can only get what 200 I think it's $224, I'm fine. Price is doing pretty good. And then you're always gonna trail stop. So once we reach a certain amount, we will trail stop. First 100, I'll let it get to like at least two. Very, very strong push. 35. I'm a little bit nervous, so if I evaluate my psychology right now, I'm a little bit nervous, not gonna lie. The reason why I'm nervous is, I guess, because you always want to be right, right? But it's a learning experience, and with repetitive practice, you will eventually learn to um, get over these nervous things. I think these nervous like tendencies. All right, so that position that I was gonna lock in is around 112. So hopefully we can get back there. 125. So I'm just kind of waiting for it to hit at least 200 before I lock in. Just be patient. Like, not greedy, but patient. Sometimes price will jump back and forth. We're getting a little bit of push. So 34. That's a nice push. That's kind of what I'm looking for once you start hitting past certain numbers. So what I'll do is I'll just lock that in. So with my psychology being the way it is, we might push back and I might get stomped out right now. And boom. Okay, so that was a quick 100 for a study play. Now, paper trading this, and we can check tomorrow. I'm looking for price to hit this low. A price could, react to this gap. Maybe not. It's 3 minutes left on this candle. And yeah, so if I go back to my analysis on what I was talking about from the previous episode, and this is why you guys should follow me. Price is kind of doing exactly what I said it would do. So let's go back to that daily. So if you guys remember, I'm just gonna leave this check until that monthly is actually doing exactly all right. So I marked out this gap right here that we left for the daily. It did exactly what I thought it would do. Previous week high, previous week low. Price came up. First, we had a really rocky day. Price came up, and then the reaction took place on Wednesday. And Wednesday, we matched this high, but we didn't go above. But then we came down, pulled back a little bit, and then we had this drop. So sometimes there were plenty of moves within these candles, but price did exactly what I thought it would do. And this is why it's important to map out everything and be in preparation. Now, that was cool. Like, that was a quick little $100. So if I go to yeah, sometimes I guess just being nervous. So this is a brand new account, so 25K account. As you can see, that's the balance. I'm cool with that. That's like a third of what and I made it within like 5 minutes, which is cool with me. Um, I have three accounts I can show you guys. 50, 25, and this one that I'm working on. So I do have a trade copier, but it's not smart to do evals with the trade copier unless you're like really seasoned trader. And even as a seasoned trader, I would just take my time. This is all a compounding um play. This is not something that you get rich off. This is all study time. If you guys look at the time, it's 2:34 in the morning. I have to work in like 10 to 11 hours, but I just made a third of my goal of $300 within like 5 minutes. Now, usually, a person like myself, it takes us a couple of hours to make over $100, right? Depending on your job and your salary, or if you're hourly or whatever. So just to tell you, if you put in the work and you study and you take your time, and we're gonna look at this play as I continue to talk, see what it's doing, because this could have been a false move into a playback of this, and the only reason why I felt like it was a false move, and it might have been finished, so we might be getting a reaction, but then who knows? We do have some bit of resistance up here, but um, sometimes when you are studying and you're putting in the hours and time when no one's looking, these are the results that you get. And I'm not going to say I'm always going to have winning days. There's going to be times where I might have a losing day, but my risk management is set to, if I make 300, I close out. If I make any more than that, I'm still closing out. And we have a lockdown on our accounts. We set that amount. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that for even my eval accounts. I am trading with Tradeovate, as you can see in the left corner, but also um if I lose $300, I'm done. That's it, right? And it's very important that you set these risk settings for yourself, because the goal is to make at least match what you're making at your job, even if it's just $50 to $75. If you do that 5 times, it's like an extra, that might be like a third or two-thirds of your paycheck, right? Then you start compounding it, start building it, and then when you pass the eval eventually, which is only like $2,500 for the 25K account, and then you compound it, you start doubling, your profits. You make 2,500, and then you double it to like 5,000. What you start doing is you start taking $200-$300 payouts when you have a nice cushion on that account. But compounding takes time. And my trader name is Chase Bank, right? It's a nickname that I was given um, when I was growing up because of my mindset and just always wanting to be around business, money, finance, and stuff like that. And now I'm really taking note of that name. And because as a bank, when you think about JP Morgan, they are a huge financial institution, right? And me trading with that nickname and understanding the rule of compounding, I understand the importance of actually being patient and building. So I'm in no rush at all. The bills are being paid by the grace of God, and that's it, right? But as you guys study, don't be hasteful to make moves. Sometimes just study and let the plays play out, mark them out. But this looked like a good enough play. I don't even feel like this is still an adequate move because of where price was. We tapped into this premium part and then we dropped, but we will see. I could be wrong. I still profit $100, so I'm done. And that's it. This is episode 5. It's your boy Billionaire Chase, aka Chase Bank. Make sure you follow me on this journey, and I'll see you guys next time.